Madam Secretary, roll call.
Commissioner Jordan, we have is absent. Commissioner Baez,
Present.
Commissioner Purdy,
Present.
Commissioner Clements,
Present.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree, we have is absent. Commissioner De Silva,
Present.
Commissioner James, Commissioner James,
Here.
Sebastian here. No.
Here.
Sebastian.
Co-Chair Richard,
Here.
Chair Richardson.
Here,
We have a quorum, Chair.
if I might take a point of privilege tonight and just recognize one of the great leaders who passed away, president, first woman president, Black woman on the Newark City Council and president of the Newark City Council, Mildred Crump, who passed away, and just have a moment of silence. Thank you. We're going to start with an adjournment, which is item number 5, CPB 23-76, which is 60-62 Delancey Streets. Are the applicants available?
Yes, Mr. Velosi is joining us now, Chair.
Okay, Mr. Velosi, the floor is yours on this adjournment. Unless he just wants to wait and do all, because he got like the bulk of everything. We can do these preliminaries and then just come back to that. What do you think, Madam
I'm actually
Secretary?
here, Mr. Chairman, but whatever you
Okay,
prefer.
then let's get it done, brother.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, Board. Noemi Velosi on CPB 23-76. We are requesting an adjournment due to the fact we did not get the engineering report and we cannot proceed without it.
Duly noted. I can't help you with that. Is Mr. Traficante around? Is he on?
Well, Mr. Traficante couldn't respond to it because Mr. Fernandez didn't finish providing him with all the information he needed.
Okay, so then we'll have to get back to you on a date, on the next date. So we don't know how long that's going to be, right?
I can't answer that, unfortunately. I don't know if Mr. Traficante has spoken with Mr. Fernandez.
All right, well, hello?
Yes.
Mr.
Mr.
Traficante.
Traficante, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Thank you. You may proceed.
All right. I spoke with the architect, Mr. Fernandez. Like I explained to him, we're still waiting for a demolition plan. There is an existing one-story garage that exists across both of these lots. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's a minor subdivision. The existing 2 stories to remain on one lot, and the other lot is to be built into a 4-story 3-family. But it's not going to be equal subdivision. One lot's going to be slightly narrower than the other. But nevertheless, there's existing structures, existing freestanding garage, detached garage that extends across both lots, the entire width. And there's also appears to be a freestanding wall or retaining wall in the landscaped area with an arborvitae, or not arborvitae, a grape orchard. Or, that's, I guess, has to come down as well. We need to see the disposition of any and all utilities, especially electrical, if they run underground to the garage. If there's a bathroom, then it would be sewer and water to the bathroom. There's a bathroom in the detached garage. Things of that nature is what we needed. So that's what we're waiting on.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Traficante. So we'll reschedule this whenever you get everything that you need, Mr. Velosi. So we don't have a date certain because nobody knows exactly how long this is going to be. So once you get everything, then you can come back.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I know that my office did speak to the secretary and we had proposed the January 27th date. I'd like to keep that date just to preserve our mailings and our
Your
publication.
notice, okay. Madam Secretary, that date's still available?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you will preserve your notice and we will see you on that item on January 27th. And we'll be back to you shortly.
Thank you.
Let's go back to the top, which is CPB 22-95, which is 698-700 South 14th Street. And this is an extension. Mr. Oliveira.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Michael Oliveira with the offices of Chiesa, Shanahan, and Jantomasi, appearing on behalf of the applicant, 698 S14 LLC. We're here this evening seeking a one-year extension of the approvals that were previously granted for this project, in which the board granted preliminary and final site plan approval and C variances for the construction of a six-story mixed-use building at the property located at 698-700 South 14th Street, containing 2 commercial spaces on the ground floor, 20 residential apartments on floors 2 through 6. The approvals were granted at the board's hearing on November 27, 2022, and were memorialized at its meeting on December 5th, 2022 as well. Due to COVID issues initially and then issues with financing thereafter, the applicant has been unable to commence the construction of the project. They're now ready to proceed, but are requesting this extension through December 5th, 2025, so that they can make their applications for building permits in a timely manner. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board.
Thank you, Mr. Oliveira. Commissioners, any questions or comments on this extension? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from the public?
None at this time, Chair.
In that case, I need a motion.
Motion.
Moved by Commissioner Purdy,
Seconded.
second by Co-Chair Witcher. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Just so we have for the record, Chair, Commissioner Scott Roundtree did join us at the beginning of this.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Commissioner Timmons,
Yes.
Commissioner Baez,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Commissioner James,
Yes.
Co-Chair Witcher,
Yes.
Chair Richardson.
Yes. The extension has been approved. Good luck.
Thank you all. May you all have a happy holiday.
Same to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Let's go to item number 2, CPB 24-78, which is 339-353 Morris Avenue. Ms. Marcia Moore.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. My name is Marcia Moore from the law firm of Post Pollock on behalf of the applicant 353 Morris, New Jersey LLC. So this is an application for a major subdivision, and just for the record, the properties are 339, 353 Morris Avenue, 262, 272 100th Street, 331, 345 15th Avenue, and includes 3 lots, block 254, lots 10, 15, and 51. We are seeking a major subdivision to subdivide the lots into 15 lots for future development. At this time, we're not seeking any improvements. Mr. Barry has asked us to provide some testimony or answer some questions on the proposed use. While this application is only for subdivision, the applicant has not decided yet, but is seeking possibly 3 families which be permitted in the C1 newly revised zone. We are in receipt of planners' comments from Mr. Barry, which we have no objection. I'm also in receipt of a memorandum from Joe Fox. Mr. Fox has approved the major subdivision. There were some minor comments that our surveyor was asked to revise, which we have no objection as a condition of approval, really just a minor comment. Again, this is a major subdivision. There are no proposed improvements. I do have the surveyor here. I don't see him. Madam Chair, do you see Mr. Pernesti? Mike Pronesti? Okay.
Yes, he's on.
Okay. I do have the surveyor, if the board has any questions, an overview, but it's really subdivided lot. 13 of the lots will be 2,500 square feet and 2 of the other lots will be a slightly increased lots. Proposed lots 10.14, 2,625, and proposed lot 10.15, 2,510 square feet. We have discussed the proposed lot numbers with the surveyor, so those will be the proposed lots. And we understand that we would have to get county approval as well. So if the board does have any specific questions, I do have the surveyor discuss the overall, the major subdivided lots.
And let's get your surveyor sworn in. Mr. Beck?
Good evening. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be truthful?
I do.
Thank you. Please state your name and affiliation to this application.
My name is Michael Pronesti from Pronesti Surveying, and I am the land surveyor who subdivided the parcel.
And Mr. Pronesti, you're testified as a licensed surveyor. Is your license still current?
Yes, it is.
And you've testified before this board, correct?
I have.
So I've indicated that Mr. Fox, I'm sorry, Chair, if you can ask that Mr. Pronesti be accepted as a license.
You're accepted by the board. Please continue.
So Ms. Pronesti, I mentioned that your subdivided plot plans have been reviewed by the city surveyor, Joe Fox. He has approved that with some condition. If you can share your screen and just give us an overview of what the proposed subdivision entails.
Sure. Is that visible?
No.
Yeah.
Seems like you can see it now.
Yes.
A little bit. If you can zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Yes, that's better.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, so the parcel, as Marcia has stated before, these are the existing lots, lot 10, lot 14, and lot 51. Essentially, we have merged all those lots and subdivided it into 15 lots. 6 of them on Hunterdon Street, fronting on Hunterdon, and the remainder fronting on Morris. Almost every one of them are 25 feet wide by 100 feet deep, except for these 2 lots, lot 10.14, which is a little bit deeper by 5 feet due to the configuration of the existing lots, and lot 10.15, which has a little 105-foot depth part for 2.8 feet, 2.08 feet of it. So at minimum, they are all 2,500 square feet and 25 feet in width, which at the current zoning, there are no variances for these lots.
No, Ms. Pronesti, can you just mark or identify the date of your subdivision? I want to draw that attention because there were some comments in Mr. Barry's report to adjust the zone analysis to reflect no variances, which we've done. So the date on your plans are November 27, and that's because you've already included those changes. Is that correct?
Correct.
So Madam Chair, if I could just have that marked, I'll have this marked as A1. That's really the change to address the comments and also to address Mr. Fox's comment.
Correct. His comment, I think, was like an owner applicant name. It was nothing that had to do with the actual subdivision.
But overall, the lot numbers, the subdivided lots, he had no comments as far as the proposed subdivision.
No comment.
I don't have any further questions. I just wanted to address that Mr. Barrett has asked us to explain why 15 lots as opposed to a major development, because that will be permitted in the C1. It's really just a matter of, speaking with the client, interest rates, the construction. He thought it was more prudent to do smaller development rather than an overall development. Again, this is not what we're here for tonight. We're not seeking any site plan. It's just a major subdivision, but I wanted to address that comment.
Thank you. You can stop sharing the screen. Okay, commissioners, any questions or comments?
Yes,
Chair, I have a question.
yes, I got one too.
co-chair with you, and then we'll get to you, Commissioner Purdy.
All right, so I'm asking as a neighbor, I'm wondering if any of these homes would be for rent. I know we're in the midst of doing a subdivision, but would they be rent? Is it ownership opportunity? What are folks thinking about?
So, Vice Chair, we really haven't gone that deep in yet. I've spoken to the client whether or not it's probably going to be retained by the owner, but we've not designed that yet, whether or not there would be home ownership.
Thank you.
Commissioner Purdy.
Yes, you gonna build homes there, I mean houses there, or it'll be a building?
It will be, so we're doing 15 subdivided lots. The proposed will be homes, not a multi-development, it will be homes. At this time, possibly 3-family homes, 15.
Will it be garages?
We have not designed anything, and to the extent that we need to design and come back to the board, that's the intent, but we've not, my client hasn't retained his architect or engineer
Just wanna make you
in
aware-
order to do the physical design. We're just
make
doing
you
the
aware
subdivision.
there's a senior building across the street there. When people visit them, they want to know where to park to put garages there.
Okay, noted. Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
And the board wants to recognize Commissioner Jordan as well. She joined us. Okay, if there are no more questions or comments from the board, are there any questions or comments from the public?
Seeing none at this time, Chair.
In that case, I need a motion.
Motion movement.
Moved by Commissioner Purdy,
Second.
second by Commissioner Timmons. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Commissioner Jordan,
Yes.
Commissioner Timmons,
Yes.
Commissioner Baez, Commissioner Baez,
Absent.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Commissioner James,
Yes.
Co-Chair Witcher,
Yes.
Chair Richardson.
Yes, the application has been approved. Good luck.
I'm sorry, Chair, I had a little problem with the internet, but my vote is yes.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioner Baez.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. See you
You
next week.
too.
Thank you.
Let's move to item number 3, CPB 24-59, which is 257-275 Wilson Avenue. Mr. Velozzi, come on back.
Good evening once again, everybody. Noemi Velozzi on behalf of CPB 24-59 for 257-275 Wilson Avenue. I'm looking for my team. My architect, my Mr. Khan, Mr. McDonough.
You mean the usual suspects?
Well, the architect is different. He's not one of the usuals.
You gotta know.
Who's the architect, Mr. Velozzi?
I think it's Padilla.
Okay.
Chair, before Mr.
Yes, Mr.
Velozzi
Barrett.
gets started, can I be sworn in? I have a question for Mr. Velozzi before he
Mr. Beck.
commences.
Good evening, Mr. Barrett. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Thank you. Just state your name and affiliation for the record.
John Barry, licensed planner and consultant to the board. Mr. Velozzi, did you get the review letter that I issued for this application?
I have your report dated November 26, 2024.
Okay. The reason why I wanted to jump in before we get started is that we have a threshold issue with the conditional use requirements for the proposed use. And I had some questions about whether they would be met. And if they're not met, this board doesn't have jurisdiction. So I just wanted to see where we stand with that.
Well, you're looking at your number 2, is that it, John?
The planning comments, yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, as to the green roof, the majority of the roof that's pre-existing has already solar panels on it. And that's the big issue. As to the trees, there's no issue. I don't think there's issues with any of the other requirements.
Can the green roof requirement be met for the addition?
I will have to have the architect testify as he could do that on the addition. I believe he can, but again, because of the solar panels on the whole other roof, I mean, technically we are somewhat meeting some sort of green, right?
I think you know, the intent of the threshold issue here would be if the green roof can be provided on the addition, then we may be able to move forward. So if you want to take a minute to verify that, because if it can't be, then I don't want to go through everybody's presentation and then find out that we can't do it, because then the board won't be able to act on it anyway.
Give me a minute. Let me make a phone call.
Thank you.
Mr. Barry, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So what's the minimum or the minimum area that needs to be provided for a green roof? Is there a minimum?
There is a threshold, yes. It's 65% of the usable roof, the occupiable roof outside of mechanical equipment. So I think we have the solar panels that exist are not to be considered with that. But we want to make sure that it's hit for the new building.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, just for everybody's knowledge, because this is a conditional use as an industrial use now under the new ordinance, all of those standards need to be hit. Those boxes need to be checked, or the planning board is unable to hear the application. So if they're not able to comply with that, they'd have to go to the zoning board of adjustment.
Well, all right. So the square footage doesn't matter. It's just 65% of whatever usable roof.
Right.
That's
Yeah, it's a percentage.
Mr. Barry, I spoke to my client. Sure. He believes that, you know, his employees are going to want to plant tomatoes up there.
Sounds good. Get a couple extra businesses going. All right. Well, then, if that's the case,
Okay, let's go.
Happy to hear the presentation.
All right, if we could have Mr. Khan sworn in, please.
Good evening, Mr. Khan. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Good. Thank you. Please state your name and affiliation to this application.
Adnan Khan, project engineer from AWZ Engineering.
Is your license current, sir?
Yes,
You're accepted by the board. Please continue.
Mr. Khan,
thank you very much.
if you could take us through the site plan.
Sure. Let me share my screen. Okay. I believe you guys can see the plans, site plan.
Yes.
Okay. So what it is currently, I'm just going to go over briefly what's existing on the site, and then I'm just going to briefly touch some of the variances and the parking and all that stuff. So there is an existing warehouse slash storage facility on the lot. There are 8 loading docks, loading bays, I would say. They are facing Amsterdam Avenue, starting from this point all the way up to the last loading dock with the ramp going up. And then we have a storage container, a tank, some of the emergency generator or the generator and things of that nature. Currently, there is existing parking, which is to the south facing Wilson Avenue. So what the proposal for this project is to add an addition to the existing building, existing warehouse, add approximately addition of 2,570.49 square feet addition for the first floor. Also, the loading dock with the ramp will be enclosed. So in order for deliveries to be away from any elements. So it's going to be enclosed. So that is that is as well as proposed in addition to the addition that they are building. Of course, the use of the building will remain the same, what currently exists. In order to do this, we will eliminate 4 loading bays. Except actually, we will leave this loading dock will still be used as loading dock. We will eliminate 3 existing loading bays. However, we will be able to retain the other 4 along the Amsterdam Street facade of the building. We also currently, as I mentioned, there is a parking to the south facing Wilson. Not all the parking spaces are in compliant with the current codes and standards, so we are restriping this area, providing a van accessible handicap parking space, as well as 7 additional, total of 8 passenger car parking spaces in the same area where existing parkings are located. Also, we are proposing a trash and recyclable area, which will be fenced, fully fenced. That is also proposed. There is an existing sliding gate which was recently installed. And the idea there is we want to reuse that existing sliding door for access in and out of the facility. There was a question in both the reports, I believe planners and engineers, about the height of the existing fence. The height of the existing fence is 8 foot. And that's going to remain, as well as if any repairs will be needed for any fence area, fence portion or the gate, that will be done by the applicant. The access to the site, we are proposing the main access to the parking area and loading dock area will be through Amsterdam Avenue with a 55-foot entryway, which will allow the box truck, based on my understanding, the maximum size of the trucks that are used by this facility under existing conditions as well as under the proposed conditions will be like a box truck 40-foot long SU truck or a box truck like UPS and FedEx. So those deliveries will continue through those vehicles through the driveway or the curb cut on Amsterdam Avenue. However, as I mentioned, we have an existing ramp to the loading dock, which will be enclosed under the proposed proposal. So we are providing another access driveway just to serve this loading dock that will be enclosed. That is an 18-foot wide driveway with a 20-foot curb cut. That I believe in both the engineer's report and planner's report will trigger some waivers or design exceptions regarding 2 driveways on the same street for a corner lot, the distance between the driveways and things of that nature. But currently, I believe this entire area is being used for vehicle circulation anyway, even without the addition. So I don't think so that will be any negative effect on the project. However, I will leave to Mr. McDonough to justify those design exceptions. 12 shade trees are required for this project, 7 along Wilson Avenue based on the frontage, and 5 along Amsterdam Avenue, which we are proposing. We are proposing 5 new shade trees on Amsterdam and 7 new shade trees on Wilson. There are some boxwood shrubs in the front, close to intersection on Amsterdam. Some of those shrubs needs to be removed in order to accommodate these shade trees that are required. And those boxwood shrubs, and they are small, like they are like 18-inch to 24-foot high boxwoods right now. So we showed like some of these boxwoods to be removed where the shade trees are going in. Okay, as far as our zoning and parking requirements, we are requesting some new variances, except there's and in addition to some of the pre-existing variances. I will just touch quickly on the new variances. We are requesting a front yard variance, 10 foot is required, and along Amsterdam Avenue, we are proposing 0 feet. Side yard, 5 foot is required. We are proposing 1.07. Whereas I just want to remind the board that the existing side yard is 1.3, which is also not non-compliant, but we are requesting a variance there. Lot coverage is 85%. Lot coverage by building is 85%. Currently, it's 46.65. We are proposing 58.37, which is conforming. However, the impervious lot coverage, 85% is required. Currently is 91.86, and we are essentially 0.1% more than existing. We are proposing 91.87. The front facade transparencies, we are requesting a variance for that as well. As far as the parking requirements as for the warehouse, self-storage facilities, 4 spaces are required. We are proposing 6 spaces. For office use is 1 space per 1,000 square feet. And I see a comment in Mr. Berry's report about how we came up with the requirement and how it needs to be corrected. We understand that. However, we are proposing 2 spaces there. But seems like we will be complying with the parking requirements. We are complying with the loading dock requirements. However, we are not complying with the length and width of the loading dock. Length 45 feet long loading docks are required. We are proposing 30 feet. And the reason, again, as I mentioned earlier, is because the type of the trucks that we are anticipating or being used on site are smaller scale trucks. They are not like a tractor trailer type vehicles. Then again, the green elements we talked about, and I think we will go further as we go along. We also proposing stormwater management, even though we are just increasing 0.1% of increase in impervious, we are proposing a drywall system, and the drywall system will capture all the additional runoff from the addition part. So all the water will be brought from the roof leaders into the drywalls, which ultimately will be tied to the municipal system. However, with green roof, as we talked about, that if you provide a green roof element there, the runoff will decrease and we can take some credit. However, I believe the drywall system that we have is more than adequate to take care of any additional runoff generated from the site. We are also proposing lighting improvements. We are using 2 or 3 different, actually 3 different types of fixtures to comply with the city requirement. One thing I just want to mention that, yeah, we did review the engineering report. I would say 75 to 80% of the comments are already shown on the site plans. There are some additional comments that we can definitely comply with, and any remaining discussion or comments that come about after today's meeting. I don't see any engineering issues with that. Again, one of the comment on the lighting is that we need to comply, and I think we are complying with it. We need the report also asks us to add some notes about the lighting, which we don't have any issue. We can take care of that. And then we have a circulation plan. There are some comments to add more circulation. Different vehicles, especially passenger cars, which we can comply with. So any other comments that are not already addressed in the site plan, we don't have any issues of complying with those. One thing I just want to mention, and I think it's spelled out in the survey portion of the engineer's report, about any encroachment from the existing entrance or steps and entrance along Wilson Avenue to the building. That if there is an encroachment within the right of way, this area is within everything is within the site area or the property limits. So nothing is encroaching as far as the platform as well as steps into Wilson Avenue. So there are no encroachments on a public right of way from either the existing structure or the proposed addition.
Thank you.
That's pretty much I have.
Thank you, Mr. Khan. Mr. Chairman, I don't have any other questions of Mr. Khan.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Khan. Commissioners, any questions or comments for the engineer?
Chair Charles Trafficante has his hand raised.
Mr. Trafficante, floor is yours, sir. You're still on oath.
All right, thank you. All right. Mr. Khan, in the engineer's report to the board dated November 18th, all right, we asked for some testimony. You just mentioned, I believe it's on the second page, under the surveying section, 2 survey, Roman numeral 15. Survey indicates a section of concrete landing with stairs located along the south side of the existing building to remain within the subject lot that looked like it encroached in the public right of way for Wilson Avenue.
Mhm.
You testified, you believe it's all within the subject lot itself?
Yes.
All right.
If you look at the depiction, I'm showing it on the screen. So the entire platform and the steps, they are located within the property line. And this
Yeah.
darker line is the property line right here.
Yeah, but if you look under that, it says plat, 0.2 feet into street, I think, right? PLAT, 0.2 feet in street. Did that mean?
Yeah, that's something I believe that might need to be updated because I did check with the surveyor and he said everything is within the property, nothing on the right of way.
All right, well, then the survey would have to reflect that, wouldn't it?
Sure. Yeah, they will do it as part of the, if you get
So,
the approval, yeah.
okay. On the next page, page 3, also under the item 2, survey. Item Roman numeral 15 on page 3. Survey indicates a section of wall that encroaches into the subject lot, lot 69, from the adjoining lot located to the east. Applicant shall provide testimony to the board as to who this existing wall belongs to, what easements, if any, exist within subject lot 69 for the benefit of the property owner of the adjoining lot, should it be determined this wall belongs to them, and what is the future disposition of this existing wall should this application be approved by the Central Planning Board? Can you address that, Mr. Khan?
Sure. I believe this wall is belongs to the adjacent lot, not the applicant. And as far as this project is concerned, we are not proposing to do anything in that area, or the wall is going to remain. As far as any existing description, existing agreements, even anything within the right of way or with the adjacent properties, I don't think they exist for in either case, either with the city or with the adjacent neighbors.
All right, so that wall doesn't belong to your client, it's a adjoining property owner and it's to remain, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, next question. Page 3, under surveying, Roman numeral 18. Survey indicates a section of existing chain link fence that fronts the subject lot, encroaches into the public right of way for Wilson Avenue. Applicant property owner for the subject lot shall provide testimony to the board as to what easements have been granted to them by the city of Newark to allow this existing fence to remain where and as it is. Should no easements exist, the Department of Engineering recommends to the board the applicant be required to relocate this existing fence back onto their subject property where it belongs as a condition of approval.
And the applicant will agree to that condition. I don't think so. There are any easements or agreements between the applicant and the city regarding the fence. So yeah, if the fence will have to be relocated within the property limits.
Oh, so your client agrees to do that?
Correct.
All right. All right. I mean, now there's 3 more comments in the engineer's report, all on page 5, regarding requesting testimony. Under item 5, site development plan, page 5, Roman numeral 18. Site plan shows a second driveway to from Amsterdam Street with a width of 18 feet. Applicant shall provide testimony to the board as to whether or not the second driveway is for one-way operation or for two-way operation. If it is for one-way operation, then a design waiver variance from section 41:8-8-19 of the city code is required for exceeding the maximum allowable driveway width for one-way commercial traffic.
Yes, we are seeking a variance for that, and it's going to be a one-way drive aisle. And again, as I testified earlier, this is just to access that loading dock that exists there. So it is just for accessing in and coming in and out of that loading dock.
One truck or one trailer at a time. You're not going to have side by side. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes. One truck at a time.
All right. All right. So we want to object to granting the design waiver for exceeding the maximum. Okay. Next question. Page 5, Roman numeral 19. Site plan indicates 2 proposed entrance exit driveways to Amsterdam Street. According to section 41:8-8-1-9, a maximum of 2 driveways to the same subject lot site are allowed, provided each driveway is on a different street. Design waiver variance is required. The Department of Engineering requests the applicant provide testimony to the board as to what the second driveway is for. the one on the north side of the new warehouse addition. Should it be determined the second driveway is necessary for the day-to-day operations of this warehouse with new addition, the Department of Engineering recommends to the board the applicant be required to relocate the 55 feet wide driveway located to the south side of the new warehouse addition, another 12 feet farther to the south-southwest along Amsterdam Street, in order to provide for a minimum separation distance of 50 feet between driveways, in order to allow space along the curb line for a 30 to 40 foot long tractor trailer to temporarily park during staging operations. As trailers switch spaces, as empty trailers are removed from the loading docks and full trailers are parked at. Long story short, Mr. Khan, all right. That second driveway is just for another loading dock, right? We just got done testifying, okay? Since you need it, would your client be willing to relocate the other driveway, the one that's 55 feet wide, that's on the south side of the addition? Can that get pushed farther down towards the intersection, towards Wilson Street by at least another 12 feet?
I mean, it can probably we can slide it slightly. I don't think so. We will get the 50 foot because then you will be right close to the intersection. And I think there are requirements from a distance from intersection as well.
50 feet.
Distance. Yeah. So I don't think so because of the lot configuration. It's difficult to achieve that 50-foot separation between the two driveways. And again, just as a comment, like under the existing conditions, this entire frontage is used as a sort of a curb cut to access the loading docks. So, I mean, so what we are doing is like we are eliminating one of the existing non-conformity by channelizing and providing the curb cuts to eliminate some of the existing depressed curb and provide a proper separation between the two curb cuts or two drive aisles. One other thing is, as I mentioned, like we might be able to shift it slightly so that we can start our driveway from maybe a few feet from the face of the building. But again, we cannot achieve 50 foot, and plus then we'll get into another issue of too close to the intersection.
All right, well, as a condition of approval, would your client be willing to meet with the Department of Engineering and Division of Traffic and Signals to discuss this matter further?
Absolutely.
See what can be done. I don't know if you need a 55-foot wide driveway apron. You might be able to get away with a 50, maybe even a 45, and push the driveway farther to the, I guess, south, to the whatever, closer to the intersection, in order to provide your client 50 feet between his driveways for staging. That was the intent, to work with your client, to provide a place for trailers to park temporarily as trailers get switched to and from the loading docks. Either side.
As I mentioned, like, we will look into it. We'll try to shorten it as much as it can be possible to make sure that we have a good circulation for the trucks in and out. But that's something definitely we can work with the engineering department and Department of Transportation.
All right, last question. Page 5, Roman numeral 20. Applicant shall provide testimony to the board as to what the 3 proposed overhead doors shown on the south side of the new warehouse addition are for when there are 4 proposed loading dock areas being shown along west side of the existing warehouse building. It should be made clear to the applicant that if 4 loading dock areas are being proposed as noted on the application and as on the site plan, then only 4 loading docks shall be approved and not 7 or 6 or 5 loading dock areas. Can you provide
I think. Oh,
those
sorry.
proposed overhead doors you show on the south side of the new addition? What are those for?
Yeah, those doors are just access doors, like because sometimes they have the forklifts on the concrete area or concrete pad or the pavement area, moving the some of the materials in and out or whatever. So this is just an access doors for that, or bringing the garbage to the trash enclosure. So they are not going to be used as a loading docks. They are just access doors to access by either a fork truck or bringing stuff in and out of manually or mechanically in and out of the proposed addition, but definitely no loading and unloading.
Is that, as a condition of approval, is that something your client would be willing to put in writing? That those
Yes.
overhead doors will not be used as loading docks and you won't have 30-foot box trucks or 40-foot tractor trailers backing up and using them as loading docks as well as to the 4 you're already showing on that side of the building?
Yes, I don't see any issue with that.
All right. That being said, can you comply with all the other comments in the engineer's report to the board dated November 18th?
Yes.
All right. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Traficante. Commissioners, any questions or comments? Hearing none. Next witness.
Thank you.
If we can have our architect sworn in, Mr. Padilla.
Good evening, Mr. Padilla. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be truthful?
Yes.
Thank you. Please state your name and affiliation for the record.
Caesar Padilla, Padilla. I'm a sole practitioner. I'm an architect in good standing here in New Jersey.
Mr. Padilla, have you ever testified before this board before?
I have not.
Okay, can you give us a little background into your education and what board you have testified before?
Sure, I graduated from NJIT. I've had over 30 years experience. I've been in front of Hudson, Passaic, and Bergen County in townships such as Hoboken, Patterson, Passaic, Bergen County, and Hackensack, Ridgewood, and Glenrock.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I ask that Mr. Padilla be accepted by this board.
The license current, sir?
Yes.
You're accepted by the board. Please continue.
Mr. Padilla, if you could take us through the drawings of the new proposal.
Sure, I'm going to share my drawing here. Okay. So these are the architectural plans. So briefly, right here is the two-story addition. It will be a concrete block structure, a split face block similar to what's existing on the existing addition, in the existing warehouse. It is for warehouse only. The 2 stories would be obviously used for storage, just like the existing warehouse is. Currently, the existing warehouse has basically drums in racks, 5 racks high, let's say, or 5 shelves high. We're going to split that up into 2 stories on the new addition. Additional storage, but all for these drums for resin and materials as such. For example, it'd be 3 shelves basically on the first floor, on the second floor, the additional 2. And it's just warehouse space. The structure would be, again, concrete block with a open web joist to span the basically north to south. Additionally, the ramp, as was stated before, is existing. We're enclosing that, and it is just for use of 1 truck at a time to back up and deliver. On this elevation sheets, you see it's a 40-foot high addition. Each floor is 15-foot clear to the structure. It will be a split face block aesthetic. There will also be included, if you note here on this floor plan, a loading elevator to go up and down to the second floor, as well as a staircase for workers to use. Other than that, these 2, 3, and 4 are access from the existing to the new warehouse for use by the employees in forklifts. Bay number 2, that's existing, which is going to be blocked up because that is where the man lift is going to be, or the lift is going to be. That's pretty much it. It is a flat roof system similar to the existing structure.
Thank you, Mr. Padilla. Mr. Chairman, I have no other questions.
Commissioners, any questions or comments? Hearing none. Next witness.
Mr. McDonough, can we have him sworn in, please?
Good evening, Mr. McDonough. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Take it away now, Emil.
Mr. McDonough, is your license current?
Sorry about that, everyone. Yes, my license is current and in good
You're
standing.
accepted by the board. Please continue.
Mr. McDonough, if you can take us through your exhibits. And I ask that Mr. McDonough's exhibits be marked as Exhibit A.
Okay, bear with me one sec while this loads up here. Okay, so I have a 3-page exhibit just to show the existing condition of the property. Again, it's a single tax lot, block 2084, lot 69. It's a little more than, it's almost 29,000 square feet, and it is developed industrial for innovative resin systems, which again, you can see the trapezoidal shape here at the corner of Wilson and Amsterdam Street. This is a company that develops high-quality specialty coatings, sealants, adhesives, and the like. The beneficiaries are the many industries that it serves, including the aerospace industry, the automotive industry, sporting goods, and wind power as well. And what the applicant is simply looking to do in this industrialized area that spreads between 1 and 9, Route 78 and I-95, is to create a wing off the side of the building, very similar to what you see on the building immediately adjacent, one that comes out to Amsterdam. And again, the essence of this is to provide for additional storage space to better serve its customer base and the public at large, and also for operational efficiencies in this society where fast pace is at the heart of industrial land use. So it's going to be a 2-story addition, 6,782 square feet, in place of safe surface parking that will provide for operational efficiencies. The use is permitted in the zone conditionally. This is a I-1 light industrial zone district. Again, you just heard that our applicant has an existing building that is loaded with green elements, including solar panels. The ordinance actually requires a green roof, which we know means planting. And for that wing that comes off, the applicant has proposed or stipulated that it will comply with the new ordinance requirement of a certain percentage of that roof being green roof. The height of the addition is going to conform. So we've got a permitted conditional use here. We have a height that conforms. It's a zone that would allow up to 8 stories. The relief, relatively minimal. We're looking at a front yard setback from Amsterdam, which is consistent with the building next door. We've got a side yard setback of 1.07 versus 5 feet, which is also consistent with the existing building line and on par with the building immediately adjacent. The lot coverage of 91.87%, where 85% would be the maximum that's allowed. Again, you get a sense of the site that we're dealing with today, certainly not worsening that which is presently there. The rest relates to the architecture and illumination. Building transparency at 10.1%, where 15% would be the minimum required, is inherent to the nature of the use as an industrial storage use. We don't necessarily want to be able to see in. Parking lot trees, 0 proposed, 2 required, which again is an existing condition given the developed nature of the site. The refuse has no screening in the form of plantings associated with it, which is also an existing condition. And then we have property line illumination, which is at 1.7, where 1 would be the maximum allowed for safety purposes. Likewise, at the entrance, 7.2 versus 5 for safety. There is a point where we do have insufficient illumination at 0 versus 5. But again, that's to balance out the overall site and provide for safe and effective illumination of the property. Lower level design exceptions, the parking lot has no plants, which is an existing condition. The loading space is going to be slightly smaller than what the ordinance would require. 30 proposed, 45 feet being the minimum required, which is adequate to meet the needs of this particular end user. And then through our engineering testimony, you just vetted the driveway count of 2, where 1 would be the maximum that's allowed. Again, in the overall interest of safe and efficient circulation and operational efficiencies. All of this relief is justifiable under the C1 hardship test. Existing conditions are causing many of the problems here, working with an existing developed site. Relief relates to the land and the structures lawfully existing thereon and a retrofit of that which is there. Also, we're reconcilable under the C2 balancing, where the benefits of the application as a whole would substantially outweigh the detriments. This project is going to enhance and establish business with a longstanding commitment to the community. Again, the beneficiaries are going to be the industries and the public that it serves. The detrimental impacts would be minimal, if any, in this industrial area, next to a similar building that has a similar wing coming out to Amsterdam. And those design exceptions meet the more relaxed standard of reasonableness and appropriateness, again, based on the engineering testimony that has been put forth before me. Based on all of the testimony and the evidence that's been given to you, this is a good application and most importantly meets the statutory criteria for approval, and therefore approval is warranted. And that's all I have on direct, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, sir. Commissioners, you heard the testimony. Are there any questions or comments from Mr. McDonald? Hearing none, does that complete your presentation? Mr.
It does,
Veloso?
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, are there any questions or comments from the public?
Seeing none at this time, Chair.
In that case, I need a motion.
I'm moving it with the condition with Mr. Trafficante.
Okay, moved by
Second.
Commissioner Baez, second by
Second.
Scott Roundtree, with the conditions of the green roof, the 65, minimal 65% green roof for the addition. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan,
Yes.
Commissioner Timmons,
Yes.
Commissioner Baez,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner James,
Yes.
Co-Chair Richard,
Yes.
Chair Richardson.
Yes, your application has been approved. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let's move to your next application, which is CPB 24-58, which is 53-55 Fabian Place.
Once again, good evening, everyone. Noemi Velosi on the application CPB 24-58, 453-55 Fabian Place, and I need Mr. Fernandez.
He should be joining us now.
Oh.
Hello?
Mr. Beck, if we can have Mr. Fernandez sworn in.
Good evening, Mr. Fernandez. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Good. Thank you. Please state your name and affiliation for the record.
Jorge Fernandez, Fernandes, registered architect.
License current, sir?
Yes, it is.
You're accepted by the board. Please continue.
Thank you.
Mr. Fernandez, can you take us through the application?
Certainly. I am now sharing the plans. This is the S1 page showing the existing conditions, which we have here is a property. It's 50 feet wide by 113.81 deep and also 120.87. It is irregular at the front, and it is currently has a 2.5-story frame dwelling and asphalt parking area. So what we're proposing to do is to subdivide the parcels into two. We'll have lot 6.01 to the right or to the north will remain with the existing house, and the proposed lot will be created to the south, which will be 6.02. The lot areas will be 2,978 square feet for lot 6.01 and 2,889 square feet for the newly created lot 6.02. The lot widths will be 25 feet at the rear and 25.25 at the front. As you can see from the existing site plan, we have essentially 30.4 feet from the southern property line to the existing building. And then the existing building also has a bay window on the side. At that point, the width of the lot is 27.6 feet. So what our proposal is to have a new structure 18 feet wide by 70 foot deep, and provide a driveway in the center of the two properties, a shared driveway that'll give access to a parking area in the rear. The driveway width will be essentially 12 foot 5 inches, although it does narrow down to 8 foot 7 at the bay window of the existing structure. And we will provide a 10-foot depressed curb on Fabian Place to give access to the driveway. I have read the engineer's report, and I see the recommendation. If we can make this 8 foot 7 another foot wider, and the only way we can do that really is to remove the bay window on the ground floor of the existing structure, and that way you would have the 12-foot clear as the rest of the driveway. Currently, there are 3 parking spaces behind the existing property. We will be providing also 3 parking spaces behind the proposed property to the south. As this will be a 3-family, 2 parking spaces are required. We will be providing 3. And we're showing this driveway area to be of turf and concrete pavers. The reason for that is to allow for more permeability, as the lot with the buildings and the parking area is, I believe, 90% impervious coverage. We are showing the rear of the property to have some grass, where we can have some on-site trees planted, 2 for each lot, and the remainder will essentially be impervious surface. We are proposing 2 shade trees on the sidewalk, and they'll preserve the 5-foot clear width for the proposed sidewalk at the grades. The existing stair for the existing 2.5-story frame dwelling is going over the property line, and it is to remain as it's an existing condition. There are some retaining walls that are on in public right of way that can be removed with the when we redo the sidewalk in front of the properties. I would like to go into the floor plans, which is page A1, showing the proposed first floor plan. We have an entrance to a common stairway, and that gives access to the apartment on the ground floor, which is a 3-bedroom apartment, 2-bath, laundry and mechanical room, kitchen, living and dining. We have 140 square feet for the master bedroom and 102 square feet for the smaller bedrooms. The upper floors, the second and third floor, we have a 3-bedroom apartment with an office, 2 baths, mechanical closet, and kitchen living area. We have a master bedroom, 149 square feet, and then a secondary bedroom, 136 square feet, and 110 square feet for the smallest of the 3. And the office is 76 square feet behind the dining area. The third floor is identical to the second. We have here the proposed elevations. We have masonry on the first floor, and then we have siding on the upper floors. and the sides and rear. We are showing 33% of glazing on the front elevation and 20% on the rear, 12% on the north side, and 0% on the south side, as this elevation is 1 foot from the property line, and there's a neighboring home on the other side of that property line. Therefore, we cannot provide windows. So we would need to request that glazing variance. I also have a rendering that I can share. Here's the rendering showing the masonry and siding, and then a cedar shake at the siding at the parapet on top. And we are also showing the driveway between the proposed home and the existing home to the north. The existing home to the south on the other property, as I said, we'll be keeping a foot distance from that home. And there are no windows on that property line because for the neighboring structures. Therefore, we're also not showing any windows on that elevation. That pretty much includes my testimony. I'm open to any questions.
Commissioners, any questions or comments for the architect?
Chair Charles Trafficante has his hand raised.
Mr. Trafficante, you're still on hold, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Fernandez, good evening. Are you in receipt of the September 26th report by the Department of Engineering to the Central Planning Board?
I am.
Okay. On page 2, under survey, item number 4. For the record, I just want to sum up or recap. Survey indicates existing stairs, fence, and retaining walls in front of proposed lot 601 and lot 602 that all encroach in the public right-of-way for Fabian Place. Applicant property owner of subject lots 601 and 602 shall provide testimony to the board as to what approvals, easements the current property owners of subject lots 601 and 602 have obtained from the city of Newark to allow for these existing structures to encroach into the right-of-way for Fabian Place. Should no approvals, easements exist, applicant property owner for the subject lot shall provide additional testimony to the board as to the future disposition of these existing stairs, fence, and retaining wall encroachments into the public right-of-way and the provisions by the current property owners to indemnify the city of Newark from any future or current litigation associated with these existing staircases, fences, and retaining wall encroachments, should the board approve this application. Can you address that?
I believe I can. I testified that the retaining walls that are encroaching on the public property right of way will be removed. The existing stairs will have to remain, and I believe Mr. Velosi would have a letter prepared to submit to the city to that effect.
All right, the legal department. All right. And when you remove the retaining walls, is there be an issue with the existing grades for adjoining lots? In other words, once you remove the retaining walls, is all that dirt going to fall down the hill into the public right of way?
We could push the retaining wall back onto the property line.
All right. Last question. I believe under item 5, site plan. Roman numeral 14. Roman numeral 24. Site plan indicates a minimum access driveway width of 8 feet 7 inches for proposed common ingress-egress driveway located in between the two subject lots. According to city code, section 41, minimum required width for one-way residential access driveway is 10 feet. Design waiver variance is required. The Department of Engineering recommends to the board the applicant be required to move the proposed dwelling within subject lot 602 and at least 1 foot farther to the south to the common side yard property line with adjoining lot 8 in order to bring the proposed driveway into closer compliance with the city code. You testified, correct me for the record, and I'm just trying to clarify. Are you offering to reduce the encroachment of the existing bay window on the existing house by a foot to increase the width of the driveway?
That is correct.
All right. All right. So as a condition, your client agrees to remove or by at least a foot that existing bay window in the side yard of the existing dwelling.
That's correct.
All right. No further, otherwise you can comply with all the other comments in the engineer's report to the board.
Yes.
All right. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trafficante. Commissioners, any questions or comments for the architect?
I have a question.
Co-chair with you.
Thank you, Chair. Can you please explain how you do the modification on the bay window? I'm not certain how that would, are you removing the bay window? How are we doing that?
We would remove it.
All right, thank you.
All righty. Any other questions or comments for the architect? Hearing none. Next witness.
That concludes our testimony, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, in that case, are there any persons from the public wishing to speak at this time?
Seeing none at this time, Chair.
In that case, I need a motion.
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Purdy,
Second.
second by Commissioner Jordan. Roll call, Madam Secretary. I see I got you right this time, Mr. Commissioner.
The part down there.
Commissioner, Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree,
Yes.
Commissioner Baez,
Yes.
Commissioner Timmons,
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan,
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Commissioner James. Is that on anymore? Sorry. Co-chair Witcher,
Yes.
Chair Richardson.
Yes, your application has been approved. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let's move to item 6, which is CPB 24-32, 262-264 South 10th Street. Mr. Veloz.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, Noemi Velozzi on the application CPB 2432 for the premises at 262-264 South 10th Street. Mr. Chairman, before we swear in Mr. Fernandez, I just want to clarify something on the planner's report. We do not need a major subdivision approval. Is that a typo, Mr. Barry?
Mr. Barry?
It is indeed a typo. My apologies. I'll make sure that that's corrected.
No, it's quite all right. I was just going a little crazy. If we can have Mr.
I mean, if you want to get a few more lots in there.
If we could have Mr. Fernandez sworn in again.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Fernandez. Do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Thank you. Please state your name and affiliation to this application.
Jorge Fernandez, FERNANDES, registered architect.
You're accepted by the board. Please continue, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Fernandez, if you could take us through the application. Before you do that, did you review Mr. Trafficante's report? Are there any issues there?
No, I don't have any issues.
Any issues with the water?
No.
And planning is fine as well, correct?
Correct.
Go ahead.
So this is 262, 264 South 10th Street, and it's currently a 35 by 100 parcel. We are going to be proposing a 4-family dwelling in the existing parcel. We are proposing a 4-car garage, two in tandem, 2 and 2 in tandem, and the proposed structure will have a 30-foot rear yard. It will be 28 feet wide and 64 feet deep. You'll have a 4-foot side yard and a 3-foot side yard and a 3-foot front yard. What we have here is the floor plans showing the ground floor. We have an entrance to the front that gives access to the set of stairs that goes up to the upstairs, and a door that gives access to the 4-car garage. And down the hallway past the stairs, it's the first of the apartments. This is a 2-bedroom apartment, and it has 2 baths, and it has a closet for laundry, and dining, kitchen, and living. The smallest bedroom, 129 square feet, largest bedroom, 139 square feet. So the second floor plan has 2 apartments in it, 2 bedrooms, and they're 850 square feet for the apartment in the front and 857 for the apartment in the rear. Again, they both have 2 bedrooms. They both have a kitchen, living, and dining, 2 baths, and a laundry closet. The largest bedroom, 185 square feet in the rear, and the smallest, 125 square feet. In the front, they're both bedrooms are 139 square feet. The stairs continue up to the 3rd floor, past the entrances for these 2 apartments. And on the 3rd floor plan, we have a 3-bedroom apartment that's 1,442 square feet. And it has 3 baths and 3 bedrooms, laundry closet, and living area, and dining and kitchen, and also access to an outdoor deck through to the rear, which gives access through this sliding door. The largest bedroom, 158 square feet, is the master in the front, and then we have 2 bedrooms that are 113 square feet. The elevations, we have here the front elevation, which will have a cultured stone on the ground floor. We'll have the garage door and then main entrance, and then we'll have stucco and 5-pound details on the 2nd and 3rd floor. The building height to the top of the ridge will be 35 feet, and we are providing 40% of glazing in the front elevation. On the right side elevation, we have here 26% of glazing, and 24% on the left side, and 35% on the rears. So we are complying with the glazing requirements. We're providing adequate light and air into each of the apartments, and of course we have the that outdoor deck in the rear for the use of that 3rd floor tenant. The lower 3 apartments will be able to use the backyard of the property as well. This upper apartment just has an extra amenity of that outdoor deck. I can share a rendering to show the colors. This is merely to show the colors of the property. We have, again, the culture stone in the bottom. We have stucco on the 2nd and 3rd floor, and we have a wood 5-pound trim detail.
George, in the planner's report, there's a couple variances. Is there anything we could do with the is insufficient foot candle illumination variances?
Yes, we can comply with the lighting requirements of the city. And in terms of the fencing material, we'll make sure to keep them in the rear for the PVC vinyl privacy fence, and not have that in the sides or the front of the property.
So are you saying we could do away with the variances?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no other questions, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. Board, any questions or comments for the architect?
Chair, Mr. Trafficante has his hand raised, but before he asks this question, if we could mark the rendering as Exhibit A1, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Trafficante, floor is yours, sir. You're still on the oath.
Thank you, sir. Just for the record, no questions to ask, but for the record, I just want the board to be made aware. In the engineering department's report to the board dated November 22nd, 2024 for CPB 24-32. On page 3, item 3, parking and traffic, Roman numeral 2 is not applicable. There was a parking study submitted, all right? But since there's no parking variances required, we really didn't have an opportunity and there really wasn't a need to review the parking study. So my apologies to the board. If parking study was required, we would have done a review memorandum, but since on the current city ordinances, they don't need a parking variance. So I just want the record to show or note. Item 2 on page 3, under item 3, parking and traffic, on page 3, Roman numeral 2 can be disregarded. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trafficante. Board, any questions or comments for the architect?
I have a question.
Co-chair with you.
Mr. Fernandez, can you tell us or show us like what the color palette is for the homes that are in the immediate vicinity of this property?
I would have to pull up the street view. This is Google Street View. I believe this is a subject site. There are some homes here. We have various styles. We have some row housing. We have some more contemporary new construction with brick masonry. The neighbor immediate over here has a vinyl siding and some cast stone foundation.
Thank you. I just wanted to know if that beige would fit in. It was a little bland.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
If I may, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, Mr. Barrett.
Yeah, John Barry still under oath. Mr. Fernandez, I'll just share my screen real quick. The house that Mr. Fernandez showed immediately next door, is in the process of being redone as of this summer. So it's not the paler beige color that we saw. It's now this darker, I guess it's a green tone, green gray. I took these pictures in July when I did a site visit. So just for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Barry.
You're welcome.
Commissioner, any other questions or comments for the architect? And Mr. Velozzi, does that complete your presentation?
It does. I just have one question. Do you guys want us to make the house darker? With the color scheme, or are we good, co-chair?
We're good, just with a little oatmealish.
Is it oatmealish? Okay. Are there any questions or comments from the public, Madam Secretary?
Seeing none at this time, Chair.
In that case, I need a motion. Moving it. Moved by Commissioner Baez.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Timmons. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree? I don't even. Commissioner De Silva?
Yes.
Commissioner Baez,
Yes.
Commissioner Timmons,
Yes.
Commissioner Jordan,
Yes.
Commissioner Purdy,
Yes.
Co-Chair Witcher,
Yes.
Chair Richardson.
Yes, your application has been approved. Good luck.
Thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night, everyone.
Mr. Beck, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the following resolutions to be memorialized. First up is CPB 22-24, 69 Congress Street. That was an extension. Next up, CPB 22-121, 723 Frelinghuysen Avenue. Next up, CPB 2471, 36-40 Shore Avenue. And lastly, CPB 24-88, 563-565 Broadway. All those commissioners that voted affirmatively to approve these resolutions are permitted to memorialize same unless we hear otherwise.
Thank you, Mr. Beck.
Thank you.
Our next meeting is next Monday, December 9th. And that ends this meeting.
A
Need a
question.
motion to adjourn?
Question.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Purdy.
We're gonna be meeting every week other than 25, or what is this?
To the rest of the year, every Monday, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
No,
Have trouble getting your professionals on New Year's Eve, Chair. I don't know.
There's there are only two more. There's the 9th and the 16th, brother.
Okay, all right. That's what you know.
Hey, look, motion to adjourn. I need a motion.
Motion adjourned.
Motion to
All in
adjourn.
favor?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Madam Secretary, were you able to talk to the zone officer?
Let me stop recording 1 second.